on the players before we start. It's going to be Grubby versus Zacard. Grubby's over here on your left-hand side. Zacard is on your right-hand side. Two players have been seated first and second. So very nice seating done by Blizzard there, because the top two are now facing each other in the winner bracket finals. Because it's a double elimination, it does mean that whoever gets knocked out in this match will still be in the tournament. They'll have to fight their way back up in the loser bracket finals and see if they can come back again. Zacard is part of SK Gaming, a European team. Grubby here is with Four Kings, also a European team. And both are probably considered the top two European teams, I would have to say. We've got Grubby from the Netherlands. So any of your Dutch fans out there, you can cheer for Grubby. And we have Zacard here from Korea.
No, I think we can still talk.
We're ready when you are. Okay, let's hear who you all are cheering for. When I say each of the players' name, cheer if you're hoping for that player to win. Over here on the right-hand side, Zacard. Over on your left-hand side, Grubby. Sounds about the same. We've got an even amount of fans out there. Who's hotter? The fans say that Grubby is hotter. We should be starting in about 2 minutes. Any background information on their teams? Both teams are actually based in Europe, but they're really an international team. Their players are kind of all over the place. Grubby from Netherlands. He also has two other teammates here that were invited in the tournament. We have 4K Fury. He's from Sweden. Also 4K Todd, who is from France. SK Gaming also had 3 players invited here today. And Zacard from Korea. We had earlier SK Mad Frog from Sweden. And we also had, who's the other one? Insomnia. Oh, he didn't make it. For those of you who know who SK Insomnia was, he's from Bulgaria. He was invited to come out here and play, but on his way to the airport, he got hit by a drunk driver, and he was in his taxi. So he did not make it here today, but SK did have 3 players here, and he was a human player. So I think the players are ready now. I want to hear you guys cheer when your favorite player does something awesome and you're excited for them. And they'll be excited too, and I will. Game is now starting. On the first map, yeah, let's have a round of here. All right, now we're starting. The first map is Lost Temple. This is a Reign of Chaos version. It's your classic Lost Temple. Most people consider this to be a pretty balanced map. It's been used for a long time now. Orc versus Orc. This is the mirror matchup that we have. I'm going to quickly show you. Oh, they don't show colors here. Zacard is right here, spawning at the 6 o'clock position. And we have a Grubby over here at the 3 o'clock. So both players, again, as I said, are Orc. So this is a mirror match. We'll see what strategies these two guys go, if they do the same thing or a little bit different. Now, I think this is also a rematch of WCG, the World Cyber Games, a while back. I'm not sure which year. I want to say 2004. These two players also face each other. And they're definitely fan favorites. You got just as many fans for Grubby as you do for Zacard. But now, as I mentioned before in a previous match, there has been a patch that has been released. 120 changed up a little bit, so the strategies are also going to change. We're looking over at Grubby's base right now, and I actually don't hear any. Oh, yeah, that is sounds. We have Grubby starting off with a Blade Master. He's also going an early Barrack. Over here in Zacard's base, also a Blade Master. So these two players are actually choosing the same unit. Hero choice. Blade Master is considered agility hero. He's a very fast, very aggressive, more of an offensive hero. So we're going to have a lot of harassing, I think, early on in the game. Already some nice scouting done here. Grubby is blue. We have Zacard here, red. Against Zacard's on your right, Grubby on your left. Orc versus Orc, Netherlands versus Korea. So far, the two players are going pretty standard, exactly a mirror match. Scouting has been done by Grubby. I think his peon's going to be in trouble now. Blade Master sees him, Grubby's going to try and run behind a tree, but I don't think that's going to help him too much. So, oh no, say bye to the peon. All right, the Zacard fans are clapping because Grubby loses a peon. In the center temple here, we have Grubby with his Blade Master. He's going to do some creeping, not any harassment early on. Going to go for the no posters outside of his base. This is a smaller creep camp. In comes harassment here from Zacard. Both players are actually now wind walking. It's an ability for the Blade Master. They can kind of hide. So unless you have a disc appearance or some kind of scene board, you're not going to be able to see where they're going. So here, Zacard is going straight for one of Grubby's grunts. Meanwhile, Grubby's going to ignore him, send his grunt back home, and do some creeping. He wants to level up, get some experience. Unfortunately for Zacard, though, he gets his grunt here snared by the creep. So that's nice for Grubby. He's going to be able to attack that grunt, but it looks like the creeps are on the side of Zacard. It's going to help him out and focus on the Blade Master. In the center of the map, we have a fountain of health. So if you don't get too close to the creeps, you can actually try and heal up, which is what Grubby is doing right now. Getting some health. Zacard's going to try and chase after him, and look, the creeps go for Zacard. They don't like him too much. Got a little too close, so now he's wind walking. Both players are actually wind walking. Grubby's trying to multitask here as he's creeping with his grunts and running around with his Blade Master. We're going to see who gets the final kill. Grubby gets a kill, experience for him. Zacard wakes up out of wind walk, now focusing on a hurt grunt. If you look at the experience levels right now, Zacard, Grubby has actually more experience. If you look right down here, this is where their experience is at. Now the creeps are asleep, so the players can go ahead and run around, play merry-go-round while they try and pick off each other's units. Grubby has a hurt grunt right here. You see him dancing him around, trying not to let him get hit. Chasing, chasing. He kind of gets stuck there. Nice trap there by Grubby. He used his Blade Master and his two grunts to block the Blade Master of Zacard to keep him from getting his grunts. So you see here, nice micro from Grubby as well as Zacard. They're both splitting up their units here to try and catch each other. But it's going to, with the fountain of health in the center, it's a little too difficult for him to get a kill. I'm going to check out in their main bases while they're dancing in the center. Zacard here in the center already upgrading to Stronghold, about 90% complete there. Meanwhile, we have Grubby in his main base. They're going identical. Their upgrades are very similar as well. Voodoo Lounge now being put down by Grubby. None yet for Zacard, so Grubby will be able to heal up his units much quicker. Back to the center of the map. We have some more dancing back and forth. Grubby now going for Zacard's grunts. Zacard going for Grubby's grunts. When I hold down my Alt key, you'll be able to see the health on each of the units to see which one they're going for. Normally, you'll see whichever one has the lowest hit points. That's the one that the opponent will go straight after. No one wants to wake up the creeps yet because they don't want to see who they're going to pick to fight. Now that we're at Tier 2, we have Grubby selecting the Shadow Hunter as his second hero. Very good supporting hero. He can either do Serpent Wards to help fight in battle or Hex to turn his opponent into little units. He's also placed down a Bestiary right there in his main base. Still some interaction in the very center temple. Now Grubby's going to try and creep. Zacard wanted to take that kill, but Grubby did a nicer round on the creep. He gets the kill instead. Now he's not too far away from level 2. Meanwhile, the Blade Master of Zacard also almost... Hello. Oh, there I am.
A player's forces
Zacard.
are under attack.
Hello, test. Not working. All right, so far, no, his next, and loses his Shadow Hunter. There's Shadow Hunter gets Hex 2. He's a Survivor right now, trying to go. I'm still having mic problems. I'm sorry if I'm cutting in and out, guys, but I think you can see what's happening here. It looks like Grubby's, one of his grunt got hexed there by Zacard. This is the skill that I was telling you guys about earlier. That able their opponents into other units. Grubby loses one grunt already. Now it looks like Zacard's about to lose his Raider. Health healing salve casted on him, but no! Just as the Blade Master tries to kill the Raider, he gets hexed, so he's not going to be able to take him down. Windwalk now being used by Grubby. He's going to try and run back. He has to heal up a little bit. Here, Grubby's trying to chase the other Raider. I know he hasn't snared, or maybe he hasn't researched it yet. Right there, back in the main base. Doesn't have it yet. Still trying to chase. What happens over here? Oh no, Zacard is the Raider of Grubby, and he's going to be able to make it away. Nice move there by Zacard. Sorry about my mic problems, guys, but now I'm back online again, and I'm going to go back into the main base and see what they're doing. So Zacard here, who seems to have done pretty well in that battle, is currently at 40 food count. He's got one piece building some Raiders. He's also got a Spirit having some mic problems.
A player's forces are under attack.
I'm going to go ahead and switch over to a hand mic. So I'm not going to be able to show you the health points on the units because I only have one hand. Sorry, guys. So right now we have a battle here in the middle. It looks like somebody woke up the creeps, or no, they were already awake. It's daytime right now. Zacard's going to pull back his Blade Master already at level 2. Grubby's going to go ahead and creep this. He has his entire army here. He's got to be careful, though, because Zacard has a Blade Master not too far away. He's going to try and steal some kills, maybe get some hurt units. So Grubby's just going to back off a little bit. He's not ready to fight. Grub here, who's at 46 population, I think he's decided to go ahead and do some scouting, wants to know what Zacard is up to, who has just finished creeping his natural expansion. Grubby has suspected something is going to go on, so he will go down there and scout. And as you see, very nice timing for him. He will discover that Zacard is trying to put up an expansion right over here. So as I mentioned, Grubby here, 49 pop. He's got in his army a level 2 Blade Master. We have a level 1 Shadow Hunter and several Grunts, Spirit Walkers. We also have a Raider. So the two players are actually going identical units here. Definite mirror match. In the center, though, we're going to have, let's see, Zacard healing up. The rest of his army seems to kind of want to gather up there so that they can also meet up. Just as he's going to try and fight the middle creep, Grubby's going to move on in. Going straight for the first booming. He sees it's the Spirit Lodge. Down goes the Spirit Lodge for Zacard. Not going to be able to build any more Spirit Walkers. He's at 45 food count right now. In the main base of Grubby, we have him exact same build. As you see here, they have the exact same buildings, only Grubby still has his Spirit Lodge up, building some more Spirit Walkers, while we have Zacard now creeping at the center of the map. Grubby moves on in. He sees that there's a creeping going on. He's going to creep deck Zacard now. So we have a big battle. Who's going to get the item in the middle? Looks like Zacard gets the item. Picks up a potion of greater healing. We have disenchant now casted by Grubby and by Zacard. This will actually make it difficult for the opponent to try and focus fire on one another. Ensnare now being cast by both players. Grubby gets one of his Spirit Walkers ensnared. Zacard gets a Raider ensnared. We have the health fountain here keeping both units alive. Scroll speed being used by Zacard. And let's see how the food count is. Grubby at 52 pop right now. We have Zacard at 45. So Grubby has a bigger army at the moment. Moving on in, the snare goes off on one of the Spirit Walkers. Zacard's going to lose him. Down he goes. Hex now casted on one, I think on Zacard's Blade Master. So he's been put out of the the battle. More ensnare being casted back and forth. Healing wave now casted by Grubby to keep his units alive. 48 pop now for Zacard. Grubby here at 49, so very, very close battle. More ensnare now going off. Hex on one of Grubby's Shadow Hunter. Is he going to go down? No, he gets him healed. He'll move him back out of the way. The creeps are also taking in on the battle, wanting to see who they're going to hit on. Look at this creep. He's chasing after Grubby instead. Another snare. Looks like Grubby's going to lose a Raider over here. Meanwhile, he's trying to go after the Shadow Hunter of Zacard. Down goes a Raider for Grubby. Creeps coming back in. Now he's going to beat up Zacard's unit. And yeah, we have some nice action here in the center. This is going to be a pretty long battle because we do have a fountain of health keeping these units alive. But the opponents are going to have to... There goes a Hex. This is how you actually hurt your other opponents. You have to try and go for the hurt unit. Let me see if I can hold down the Alt key with my other hand. There you go. You can see which units are red. Now I'm going to move up. There you go. We have some units trying to run away. And Zacard gets one of his units free. Lightning Shield now casted on Zacard's Blade Master. This is really nice here, but he gets hexed. He's going to be put out of the battle. The Lightning Shield's actually doing quite a bit of damage to Grubby's Grunts. And snare off on Grubby's Shadow Hunter. Is he going to get surrounded? Almost gets surrounded by Zacard. Able to break free. We still have a no Overseer here trying to play with the opponents as well. We're going to check out food count. Zacard at 51 pop right now. Grubby at 49. As they're taking this really long battle in the center. I know they're back at home still building here. Also sending all their hurt units back at home. You see also up here, Zacard moves one of his hurt units away. So they're trying to save as many units as possible. Gonna hold down the Alt key. As you see, so many of the units are still full of health. It's gonna be a while. Looks like a Raider's about to go down there. Down goes the Shadow Hunter of Grubby. He gets surrounded there by Grubby. It was a level 2 Shadow Hunter. Loses them, so Zacard was able to get that. Now Grubby's gonna try and take down... Whoa, sorry. Take down a Raider instead. Disenchant cast it again. A Raider has been surrounded. He's focused on. Grubby gets a grunt ensnared. Looks like he's getting focused on as well. But again, the disenchant is making the attack penetrate all to the other unit. 48 pop now for Zacard. Grubby is at 52. Grubby's now pulling away. This is not a good position for him to fight as he is further away from the Fountain of Health. So instead, he's going to use scroll speed, get the heck out of there as Zacard is going to now take over the Fountain of Health. So this means he gets the last no Overseer in the center of the map, and he will get the item. Nice job there for Zacard. He's going to get for his item, it looks like a mana stone, or I call it a mana egg. That's actually a very nice item for the Shadow Hunter. When he runs out of mana, he can actually use that again, and it'll give him enough to cast more Hex, more Serpent, or more Healing Wave. So the two skills that they're choosing to go here is Hex and Healing Wave.
Players' forces are under attack.
Grubby now is going to stay away from the battle. Instead, he's going to do some creeping over here. What has been happening while they were battling, Zacard has had time to put one of these down. Meanwhile, while he's doing that, he's going to harass Grubby. Let's see if he can slow down Grubby while Grubby's in the middle of creeping over here, going for the creep spot in the top. Not very good for Grubby at all. He's got his Shadow Hunter back out now. Blade Master here has just went wind walk. The Shadow Hunter has been ensnared. Grubby's going to have to move him out of the way. Now he's going to have to TP in. Hex goes off with the Blade Master, but he gets ensnared. The Shadow Hunter gets ensnared. He gets trapped. Trapped in the very far back of the base. What can he do? He uses a health pot. Still, he can't do anything. Grubby's trying to come in. Wants to save it. Healing Wave is casted by the Shadow Hunter, trying to keep him down, but down he goes. And this is where Zacard will now teleport out. Got what he wanted, a hero kill, and now TPing back at home so he can heal up. So nice play there by Zacard. He's now at 61 population. He's starting to build still more Raiders, also some more Spirit Walkers. And again, this is up and running for him. So not looking too good for Grubby right now. Still, anything can happen too early in the game. That's the one thing about Warcraft. Even though you think that the opponent may be losing or you may be losing, there's still a chance. There's always a chance. Especially the way these players play. So the Shadow Hunter now being revived by Grubby. He's only at 49 pop. When I say pop, I'm actually meaning population. So that's another Warcraft 3 term that you'll hear. I'm not talking about a soda pop. Here you have Grubby. He's actually wind walking. This is also a typical
technique that the players do. This is going to allow him to scout his opponent without being seen. Now he's going to come in and harass. What Grubby is doing right now is he's trying to distract Zacard. He doesn't want Zacard to go and attack him because he's a little weak right now. He has a smaller army, so he's going in here trying to pick off some units. But because there is a burrow here, the peon's just going to hop right in and they'll be saved. So Zacard's back again for some more action. Grubby really needs to get his Blade Master back so he can try and support his army. There goes the Shadow Hunter, right back out again. Even though he's out, he's low on mana, only has a half. In comes the peon to try and repair. We've got Kodo Beast now coming out for Grubby. The Kodo Beasts are going to try and gobble up and devour some units. Big battle here, 59 pop for Grubby. We have the card at 65 pop. Blade Master now wind walking. He's hurt a little bit. He's going to have to pull back. Healing Wave now casted. Disenchant by Grubby. We have a lot of ensnare going on right now. The difference in the army here is the card has way more raiders. So he's ensnaring the grunt. He's going to be able to pull back a little bit. We have some Hex going on also, keeping the Kodo Beast from eating up any of his units. He's hexed them, so the Kodo Beast can't really do a whole lot. Now Hex casted on the Blade Master of Grubby. Down goes the Blade Master. Looks like now the Blade Master's card has been hexed, but too many health points here. This is not looking good for Grubby. Grubby's going to bring in the peon, trying to help fight in the battle as well. Soul Speed already being used by Zacard. We got 59 pop for Zacard, 46 for Grubby. Ooh, a lot of grunts falling down. More disenchant, also another Hex here on the Blade Master so he can stay away. Let me see if I can hold down the alt key for you guys. So you can see the units here, how the health points are looking. Grubby has a lot of red units here. Grubby cannot stay in the game. He has called GG, and the first game goes to Zacard. Nicely played by both players. So now we're going to have game 2 hosted. Map 2 will be Tyrannus Stand. I'm going to go ahead and switch over and see if I can get my my headset to work. It's really hard to cast. Testing, testing. Okay, I'm going to try and cast again with my hands-free mic. If it doesn't work, I'll switch back over to this other mic. Whew. Was that a good game or what, guys? Are you able to follow the match okay? That's good. So now we have Tyrannus Stand, the second map. We've seen this map a lot on this stage. Only 2 spawn locations. We have over here. This is Zacard. Oh, this is going to confuse me a little bit. They kind of switch colors. So last game, Grubby was blue, Zacard was red. This game, they're going to switch up. So hopefully I won't get too confused. Zacard is now blue, spawning over here on the left-hand side of the map. We have Grubby now red over at the right-hand side. So even though that the two players already know where their opponent is at, you're probably going to still see some scouting. There's a lot of different strategies you can go in Orc versus Orc, so they're going to want to see what their opponent is building. So in Grubby's base, he has down his barrack and his altar. He's going to choose to go a different hero this time. It's going to be the Farseer. We'll see what Zacard is up to. Zacard also going the Farseer. So what this tells you right here is these 2 players have played this map probably quite often, and maybe against Orc. So I have never casted Orc versus Orc on this match. So this will actually be new for me, and I'm guessing that maybe it's better for the Orc players to go Farseer here. My guess on this, as I've mentioned before in other matches, is this map has a lot of creep camps. A whole bunch of creep camps. Where you're seeing the little green dots right here, all over. Those are a whole bunch of little creep camps. All over the map. So what we've also seen on this map, players tend to spend a lot of time creeping. So you're not going to have a lot of battle engagement. You're going to see a lot of them creeping. They're going to try and level up, get more experience, build their big army before they kind of fight it out at the end. So we have exact same strategy going off on both players right here. Farseer now out. Both are going to go the Spirit Wolves. So the little summon units here are going to help them creep, penetrate the attack there, while their other units are going to stay alive. So already we have Zacard now going for a little creep outside his base. He's going to pick up a Gauntlet of Ogre Strength. Grubby's going to go for the exact same thing. He's going to get a Cloak of Shadows. This item's going to allow his hero to hide at night. He can be like one of the Night Elves. Quickly, Grubby now upgrades to Stronghold, so he's going to try and go for a quick tech. Let's see if Zacard's going to do the same thing. There you go, exact same thing from these 2.
So when two players do exact same strategy like this, it really boils down to micro. How well are these players going to micro in battle? Also judgment call. When are they going to fight? When are they going to creep? Those are the more important factors that come into play when you have two players going in identical units. And that's usually one of the key things, because these two players are so awesome, they already have excellent micros. The rest is going to be, when am I going to attack? When am I not? See the Farsi over here has already reached level 2. Some items on him, plus some haste, over strength. Meanwhile, we have Zacard over here. He's going to claw some attacks. And now a Cloak of Shadow. So they have fairly similar items. Back in the main base, Zacard now placing down his Voodoo Lounge. Adding some more grunts. Grubby also. More grunts. No Voodoo Lounge for him yet. So here are the two. They're like opposite from each other. Both going to cross over the ramp, I think, at the same time. Finally, Grubby's going to send out a grunt to do some scouting. And he has to be careful. He doesn't want to lose that grunt yet. So now he knows exactly where Zacard is at. He knows Zacard's creeping over here. So now he's going to move on over here and creep. Completely opposite from one another. Zacard at 29 food count. Grubby, 29 food count. It looks like we have both players going to try and pull harassment. Grubby knows exactly where Zacard is. Zacard doesn't know where he's at. This means right now, as the two players are harassing each other, Grubby is down one grunt because he's going to be attacking over here. Looks like he might be able to take down this Voodoo Lounge, though, just as Zacard gets it up. He's not going to be able to get any items from there. He will lose that. Meanwhile, Burrow is now getting taken down in Grubby's main base. Two peons desperately try to repair. He hasn't thrown any more peons inside to help him. Still trying to repair, though. Spirit Wolf time is 7. Let's see what Grubby's doing over here. Down goes the Voodoo Lounge. He's going to try and pull back. Zacard does have two grunts to help out. The Burrow isn't going to go down. Shadow Meld right here to keep his Farsi alive. Still desperately trying to repair. This means he only has one peon trying to get gold. And the Burrow, I think, is going to go down. Can he keep it alive? He's repairing. Grubby here walking all the way. Loses the Burrow. So no Burrow. That means he's now, if you look up here, 37 out of 30 food count. He cannot build any more units. Meanwhile, though, Grubby is going to put up train a second hero. It's the Shadow Hunter. Look what Zacard is doing right here. He's got a Shadow Meld, hiding. He's actually scouting. And I don't think Grubby knows.
A player's forces are
back in the base, Zacard's going to send his units back home. Zacard in his main base. Only thing that he lost here was his Voodoo Lounge. He will go ahead and build or hire, summon a Shadow Hunter now as he's placing down a Bestiary. As you see over here, the Farseer now wakes up. Very low on HP. He's going to try and run away. What do we have going down here? We have some Spirit Wolves chasing down some red grunts. Orange grunts, I'm sorry. Identical strategies here. Looks like these wolves are trying to cause problems. Grubby blocks him with a peon. I don't know if he meant to do that. Chain Lightning goes off, an experience for him. So Grubby at 37 out of 30 food count. He cannot build any more units right now. He doesn't have enough burrows. The card is at 40-40 even. So Grubby's going to have to build some more burrows. He's placed down his Bestiary already. These two players are going exactly identical strategies. Grubby down a little bit, though, as he's lower in food count. His Farseer is at level 2. His Shadow Hunter at level 1. Brings back a hurt grunt right here. Quickly puts a stop on him to keep him alive. We're going to go check over on Zacard. Zacard here with a level 3 Farseer. So he kind of has higher hero levels at the moment. A level 1 Shadow Hunter. He's got a few more grunts than Grubby. Bestiary is out. We'll see what Ensnare. Quickly he researches Ensnare. So you're going to expect to see some raiders coming out from him. Raiders are those little guys with the little knives, and they can throw out the net, slow you down. Grubby will also do this, but he's going to pull one raider out first before he goes and researches Ensnare. Grubby's going to head out. It looks like he's either going to do some creeping.
A player's forces are under
Meanwhile,
attack.
again, Grubby does some nice scouting here. Sends out a Spirit Wolf. He knows exactly where Zacard is at, and that is why you see him pull back into his base. He was going to head out to do some creeping, heads back at home just to make sure he can protect his main. Finally, he's at 40 pop. In the very far back, he's placing down a War Mill now. Ensnare being researched. Now we have more raiders coming out for Grubby. So they're pretty even. I don't think we have anyone with a high advantage. The only thing we have here is that Zacard does have a level 3 Farseer. Grubby, oh, he has a level 3 Farseer too. Must have just gotten him. Now he's going to do some creeping, goes for his natural expansion right outside of his base. I don't see his Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter's too busy buying some items down here and selling. He's going to get creep jacked. In comes Zacard with the Farseer. He's going to try and cause some trouble. Spirit Wolves here, thinking they can pick off any hurt units as the creeps are attacking Grubby. The Shadowhunter now moves on in. Let's see if he can help out. Nope, Grubby's going to back off. Try and keep the creeps alive. Chain Lightning goes off. He's going to try and get some experience here from these Spirit Wolves. Looks like he's able to get one. Zacard just got done creeping over here. So nice play there, I have to say, by Zacard. He split up his Farseer and his army, allowed his Shadowhunter to do some creeping with his grunts while his Farseer tries to cause trouble. Grubby now moves on back in. He's going to finish off these creeps, who has just cast a lightning shield on his Farseer. He's going to have to back him off. So again, more creeping by the players. So I'm going to check out their main bases, see what they're up to. We've got the still Raiders coming out here. We also have a Spirit Lodge now being placed down. So we're going to expect to see Spirit Walkers. Zacard at 49 population. We have a Grubby here at 44 pop. Got some little Kodo beasts coming out. So a nice item here for the Shadowhunter. He picks up the Linehorn of Stormwind. This is actually giving Devotion Aura. He's going to have a +1 here on the armor of his units. So that's a nice little plus there for his units. They're going to have more armor than Zacard. Zacard here, he's got a wand of mana stealing. He can try and steal some mana from Grubby. Level 2 now on his Shadowhunter. Let's see how many Raiders he's got. He's got about 3 Raiders, about 6 Grunts. We're going to look over at Grubby here, who has, whoa, almost lost his Raider there. He's got 1 Raider, 5 Grunts, and a Kodo. So Grubby is choosing to go more Kodos than he's going Raiders. The Kodos are going to try and either eat up the Grunts, and I bet you anything, Zacard will be trying to use his Raiders to ensnare the Kodo. If you ensnare the Kodo, you're going to keep the Kodo from getting to your army. So if he plays it correctly, that's what he'll do. Meanwhile, Grubby chooses to go for his second skill on the Shadowhunter, Serpent Wars. Yes, Serpent Wars make these little static noise. Yesterday, I think when that was happening, one of the tech guys thought that there was static coming from the speakers. He didn't know it was the actual sound coming from the game, and that was why they turned off the sounds yesterday, because they thought it was static every time the Serpent Wars were dropped down. Some more creeping taking place right now. We have Zacard at 50 out of 60 pop. Farseer getting close to level 4. Shadowhunter has reached level 3. He's also purchased on him a Scroll of Healing and a Scroll of Protection. Picks up a, Robe of Magi. Very nice item that gives you a +6 on intelligence. So now the Shadowhunter is going to have additional mana. Can cast some more spells, I think. Or he has more mana to cast more spells. Meanwhile, Grubby here has his Farseer, also close to level 4. He's going to go out and do some multitasking here. He's going to use his Farseer to creep some creeps, while his the rest of his army is out here just got done creeping. Shadowhunter also at level 3 for him, and he has a Scroll Protection. He doesn't have enough room to pick up the Slippers of Agility, so he has to leave it behind. As you see, each hero can only carry up to 6 items on them.
A player's force.
So he can pick up that item. The Farseer can go back and grab it. Uh-oh, he sees the cards coming in. Doesn't want to stay into this battle, so he's going to back off. Grubby now is at currently 50-50 pop. Zacard 60 out of 60. So more Raiders here. We have Raiders and Spirit Walkers for Zacard. The Raiders are upgraded if you look at here with an attack of 1. Grubby leaves the Serpent Ward behind. This is for scouting purposes, so he can see when someone's going to come in. He tries to put a watchtower up, gets attacked by the Spirit Wolves, so he's going to move on in and try and get some experience. But nope, what happened out here, I think that Zacard had summoned his Spirit Wolves over here, so that made the other one disappear, and no experience for Grubby. We have now the Spirit Walker Adept Training. This is going to allow the Spirit Walkers of Grubby to cast Disenchant. So we have Grubby still at 50 out of 60. This means that Grubby is in no upkeep. So he's actually getting more gold each time when he's mining gold. Meanwhile, we have Zacard already at low upkeep. That means that the bigger your army gets, the less gold you're able to mine. He's going to see that Grubby left behind an item. Wow, level 4 now for the Farseer. He's going to pick up the Slippers of Agility. He's got Spirit Walkers now in his army. So Grubby's actually getting a little bit more gold. He's using it really well. He's only at 170 gold. More Raiders coming out, more Grunts coming out. We have the Spirit Walkers coming out. Similar strategy, but different unit combination. Again, these two players doing a really nice job of using their Spirit Wolves to do some scouting. They always want to know what their opponent is up to.
Town is
also
under
want to
siege.
know
Players'
where their
forces
opponent
are
is
under
at.
attack.
This helps them determine in the game when they should attack, when they shouldn't. Very important. So we have here Zacard, again, summoning some Spirit Wolves. Why? To go scout. This is what distinguishes the good players from the not so good players. He's also going to buy some more items. He sold that Slippers of Agility that he picked up earlier. Instead, gets a Scroll of Healing. Now the Grunts have an attack of 2. So he's doing a nice job of upgrading here. We're going to see if Grubby's doing any upgrades. Looking at the Grunt. Wow, Grubby is also upgrading. Here he has an attack of 2 and an armor of 2. So his Grunts are actually going to have more armor and even additional armor because of the Devotion Aura. And also more
Players'
attack.
forces are under attack.
So Grubby is ahead in the upgrades. Grubby now reaches 65 food count. Meanwhile, Zacard at 67. So they're very, very even in this game. It'll be really nice to see how these two will play it out when we have a big battle. Because this is so long before they fight, I better hear some major excitement when the battle takes place. I want to know who you're cheering for.
Players' forces are under attack.
So for some reason, the two aren't ready to fight yet. No expansions yet for either players either. And that is why the Spirit Wolves are constantly scouting. See, you have Zacard scouting, now we have Grubby scouting. They're always sending their Spirit Wolves out, or Dire Wolves now, out scouting. While we're waiting, I'm going to get some water. Grubby gathering up his army. 67 food count for him right now. Got about 3 Spirit Walkers, 3 Raiders. He's got his 1 Kodo Beast. Also with the Kodo Beast, he has this aura, the War Drums. So it's actually going to increase some damage here for his other units. You look at the other units, you see they have +2. The Grunt here has +3. That's because they have this War Drums. So actually Grubby's doing really nicely with the upgrades. Also he has some nice auras, the Devotion Aura there for armor, and he also has the War Drums. But it looks like Zacard here also got in some Kodos. Oh, Zacard added 3 Kodos now. So he has more Kodos than Grubby. So he also has the War Drums aura. We'll see how he's doing in upgrades, trying to catch up in upgrades. 2 on attack right now, 1 in armor. So once he catches up, he'll be even. Disenchant now going off on all the units. And here he's also bringing some neons. So I don't know if this means he's going to try to maybe, I don't know. Right now, Grubby's going to try and put an expansion up, but it won't be long before Zacard's going to scout it because he's moving on. And here we go, guys. Battle's about to take place. 70 food pop versus 70. Very, very even. Disenchant now for Grubby. He's going to play some Serpent Wards down so they can fight in the very front of the battle. There goes the Serpent Wards already poking away at the Kodo. Grubby's going to pull back. He's putting down some more Serpent Wards. Still trying to leave an expansion here. In comes the tower for Zacard. Got 1 tower down. Grubby will cancel that expansion. Not a good time. Peon gets ensnared. He's going to get sliced up, and he will die. Say bye-bye. So 77 pop now for Grubby, 70 for Zacard. Looks like Zacard's trying to buy some items really quickly. He got 2 Scrolls of Healing. Scrolls being used by Grubby right now. He's going to pull back. We have ensnared casted on the far side to slow him down. Serpent Wards are placed down, but they quickly get shot down. Grubby now at 80 food count. Zacard at 70. So we see 3 Kodos here, 3 Spirit Walkers, about 3 Raiders, and several Grunts. Grubby has only 2 Kodos, more Spirit Walkers. He's got 5 Spirit Walkers and has 3 Raiders and also some Grunts. So they're getting ready to fight. Spirit Wolf comes out to scout. Gets ensnared, down he goes. We also have a Demolisher out for Grubby. So that's going to add some damage in the back. 2 players are trying to... Who's going to attack first? More disenchantment going off. Look at Grubby. He's bringing his peons too. He's going to bring him into the battle. And actually, this is a very nice move. Battle taking place. Here we go. Ensnare now going off. We're looking at here. Full protection being used by both players. Healing wave now casted for the card. But more server ward now out for Grubby. We have more disenchantment. Earlier I was using the wrong skill. I'm sorry. Disenchantment is actually a spell. So now they're going to take off control of protection from each other. We have the Kodos here being ensnared in the far back, so they can't eat anything up. Grubby was able to eat one Raider, though, so he has a Raider in his army. Ooh, we have Grubby down to 74 pops. We have Zacard at 67, so Grubby's actually winning. All the peons now moving on the front. He's now trying to block Ethan to fight the peons instead of his units. More server wards are going down. 61 pop now for Zacard. We have Grubby at 65, so this is very, very even. Let's see what else is happening. Healing wave now cast again from Zacard. This keeps his units more healthy and alive. Kodos now moving on in. Grubby's going to try and eat some more. It looks like he got 2 Raiders. Control speed being used by both players. Looks like Zacard doesn't have anything in the belly of the Kodo. He does have 1 Raider here. Peons are still in the front. Zacard now at 58 pops. We have Grubby here at 61. So Grubby has this Demolisher in the back. Flash again. Farseer running low on HP. Zacard's going to move him on the back. Does Grubby sheath as Farseer? Zacard's going to try and pull back. But it looks like we have a trap here. Healing wave now casted to try and keep his units alive. The Shadowhunters are being cut by both peons here. What's going to happen? Who's going to die first? 61 now for Grubby. Zacard at 49. Zacard losing a lot of units. Farseer reaches level 5. Shadowhunter reaches level 4. And it looks like it's going to pull back down. Goes the Shadowhunter of Zacard. He gets taken down. Looks like 36 pop for Zacard. Grubby is winning this battle. 55 pop for Grubby. And yeah, I don't hear cheering, guys. Grubby's winning this battle right here. Looks like the Farseer pulled back a little bit. We're down to 2 peons now. Look at all the peons. Now moving in the back. Snare now being casted. Grubby 49 pops. Zacard's going to try to run away. It's Farseer gets ensnared. It looks like he's going to get trapped. He's going to TP out. Able to save him. Looks like we have Chain Lightning also casted. And off he goes back into his main base. 44 pop for Grubby. Looks like we have a tower back. Grubby was able to fight that off. And quickly as he fights that off, he's going to go ahead and put this down. He does have the advantage right now. He has more units than Zacard. Pushes him, forces him to TP back home. Zacard is at 30 food count right now. All he has left is his level 5 Farseer, 2 Grunts, and a Raider. He's going to try and build some more Raiders. He's also going to have to revive his Shadowhunter. And it looks like here, Grubby, did he lose any of his heroes? No, he has both of his heroes. Has Farseer at level 5, Shadowhunter at level 4. Many more Spirit Walkers. He's also got the Kodos. He's got to go back home and heal before he heads out and does anything else. So yeah, very nice play here. Grubby needs to win this game. If he doesn't win this game, he will get knocked down to the lower bracket and will have to fight his way back up again. So it's pretty important for him to try and win this game so he can go on to game 3. So while the 2 players are headed back home, I'm going to drink some more water. You guys think the game is exciting so far?
A player's forces are under attack.
Who do you guys think is going to win this match? Grubby? Oh. Looks like Grubby here has some Shadow Wolves. He's trying to come in and do some harassment. Sends them out. Now that the Farseer is at level 5, they do have level 3 Spirit Wolves. So those wolves are actually hidden when they run. You can't see them at all until they attack. Once they attack, they come out of hidden form. So that is what Zacard's doing here. As you see, his Shadow Wolves are out in scouting. Grubby doesn't see him. He's going to go in and scout. Look at what we have here. No more gold mine. I didn't even notice that. Both players have exhausted their gold mine. Zacard now only at 178 gold. So all he can do is sit there. He can only either sell his items, but he doesn't have enough gold to build an expansion. At 37 pop right now is where he's at. Meanwhile, Grubby already has this being built. So as you can see, he's trying to protect his expansion. Zacard sees it because he has his Spirit Wolves here, but there's not a whole lot he can do as Grubby has 48 food count. Also, what you see Grubby is doing, do you see his little peon lines running back and forth, Another smart move by Grubby. Because his expansion is not ready yet, he doesn't need any more lumber. He already has 562 lumber, so his peons are going to do some long distance mining. So while he's waiting for this to finish, he's actually slowly collecting some more gold. So now that they're done, they can actually mine to their town, the Great Hall here that has just been completed. So that's another tip for you guys. When you lose your gold mine, you can also always do long distance mining. Zacard now moving in. He's going to pull around the other side. He knows that Grubby is protecting his expansion, so he's now going to move on in. This is his last desperate attack. Can he do any damage here? Because he's only at 37, no more gold. This is the final battle, I think, for him.
Town is under siege.
And earlier, I do have to apologize. I was calling out the wrong cast earlier. When you see the little Spirit Walkers doing that twinkle, that's not disenchantment, that was a Spirit Link. So I don't know why it said disenchantment. Spirit Link is what allows the units not to get focus fired. Disenchantment is a spell to take away any buffs. So here we go, battle. Let's see if Zacard can stay in, if he's ready to fight or not. Doesn't look like he is. He used scroll speed to pull back. He's going to try and take down that beast share before he runs. Doesn't get it down. Only 21 HP left. He's going to run away instead. He's doing some ensnare, trying to take off some units as he's pulling back. Going to go to the choke point now. Moving all the way in. I think he's going to go ahead and he's going to go for the. Is he going to go for the bars here? No. Scroll protection now being used. Grubby at 48 pop. He has the card at 37. Can he out micro Grubby? We're going to find out. Chain lightning goes off. Grubby here has the Kodo. Hasn't seen anything up yet. The Shadow 100 Farseer gets ensnared. He also gets Hex being focused on. Zacard's going for Grubby's Farseer. Level 6! And then Grubby's going to go and TP out. Zacard here is, oh, the Shadow Hunter has fallen down for Zacard. He loses him. Looks like he's now at 29 pop. He's going to have to run away. Look at all the hurt units. Got a hurt Grunt, a hurt Raider, and I guess the battle isn't over yet, but it's almost over, guys, because 29 pop left for Zacard. Not looking good for him. Grubby here is at 48 pop. He's able to keep his Farseer alive. Level 6 Farseer, running low on HP, trying to run to the back, gets ensnared again. Looks like Zacard wants to go after him. Still focusing on him. He's going to try and pull back. Gets his Farseer surrounded. No, Zacard going to try and run away. He gets Hex. Now he's a little frog. Gets chased. Gets right all the way. Farseer! Down goes the Farseer. GG says Zacard. Grubby is still in the game. Nicely played there again. Grubby was able to stay in the game, and now it's even, guys. 1-1. Zacard quickly creates game 3. He forgot to put observer mode. Stick around, guys, because this next match is the deciding factor who's going to stay in the game. Okay, actually, we're going to have... Oh, okay. There will be a game 3 to decide who is going to stay in for the grand finals. Alright guys, for map 3, it's going to be Twisted Meadows. We have Twisted Meadows as the map. Very, very close battle, guys. These two players are just doing so well, trying to stay in the game. 1-1 right now. The next final game is going to determine who's going to stay in the grand finals, while the other person will be brought back down to the lower bracket, but that person will still have a chance to fight back up. So we have here, Grubby is wanting to change it up a little bit. He's asking Zacard if they want to switch races. Try and play some different races. But it looks like they're not. They're going to stick to their standard Orc versus Orc. Alright, let's go to game 3, guys. Alright. Yeah. I'm going to hope for just as an exciting game in game 3. So as we see, these two players have gone very, very similar strategies. I'm going to see how they do in this match as well. And a little background information also on some of the players while we're waiting. Grubby. Grubby is probably, as he is seeded first in this tournament, he is probably considered one of the best players in the world for Warcraft. He's definitely considered top 2 in the world, but most people consider him number 1. And you're in the presence of awesomeness by both players. But Grubby has won a lot of tournaments recently. He has won WCG in 2004. He also just recently won ESWC, the Esports World Cyber Games. Took first place there as well. He was also nominated by the Esports Award. He got the Best Warcraft Player for 2005. He's also in Fort Kings. Fort Kings currently undefeated in the WC3L. That's a Warcraft 3 league. He does really well there. And what else? So many more achievements from him. And yeah, if you actually want to read more about some of these players, if you visit the site that I'm affiliated with, it's WCReplays.com. You can read some interviews on him. Zacard, on the other hand, has done really well in Korea. Considered one of the top orc players. Went and trained in Europe for a while. He's part of SK Gaming. Wanted to get a better feel to try and understand how European players play. So he went over there, lived in Germany for about a month, got some experience. Now he's head back home to Korea. And he's participated in the World Esports Gaming, WEG. So these two players are just really awesome. They're starting off right now on Twisted Meadows. Both of them have spawned on the same side of the map. On Twisted Meadows, if you're not familiar with this, there is 4 spawn locations. In the corner, you have here top left, top right, bottom left. We have both of them choosing to go the Farseer once again. So already some quick harassment in the center. Looks like Grubby choosing to go blue. This time Zacard is red. Zacard is actually doing a lot of damage here to the Grubby's Farseer. As you see, as Grubby is running away, he's getting hit by the Farseer. So the HP, hit points rather, on Grubby is running pretty low. So he's going to have to run away. He can't stay in this harassment. He's going to summon some Spirit Wolves to deflect the damage, try and attack, and Zacard quickly pulls his Farseer back so that he doesn't get attacked by the Spirit Wolves, and Grubby will now run around. Looks like they're doing very similar strategy as they did in Game 2. We have already a quick tech to Tier 2 for Grubby. We're going to check out, see what Zacard's doing. Also, a quick tech to Tier 2. 50% complete before he reaches Stronghold. Exact same thing with Grubby over here. Grubby, however, has already placed down a War Mill. We don't see one for Zacard. So now Zacard's going to move on in to try and do some harassment for Grubby. He's going to see if he can take on some peons. Grubby's quickly going to hide them inside the burrows.
A player's force
going to slow him down on harvesting some lumber. Meanwhile, we have Grubby doing the exact same thing. He's got his Spirit Wolves in here, trying to cause trouble, getting Zacard to force his peons in the burrow. Meanwhile, one of Grubby's grunts head out, tries to poke his head out. Looks like he gets attacked by the wolf and runs back home. So Grubby's back at home. More grunts. Two players are very close to reaching Stronghold. It looks like Zacard wants to get a Tavern Hero. He is waiting out here near the tavern. Looks like Grubby is waiting out near the tavern. Fire Lord comes out by both players. They're going the exact same hero here, exact same strategy. These two know how the other plays. Fire Lord comes out. They summon their little lava spawn. And already we have some confrontation here in the center of the map. Looks like the Fire Lord of Grubby takes off to the left. Zacard here takes off to the right, almost gets surrounded by his Fire Lord. Too busy running away, probably too busy trying to chase Grubby's Fire Lord back over here. And here is the Fire Lord being chased. And it looks like he pulls back a little bit. If he's not careful, he's going to get focused on. Pulls him back. Lava spawn out now. And this quickly, Zacard goes after the lava spawn of Grubby. If you haven't seen how these lava spawn work, I'll explain it to you. Basically, when a lava spawn comes out, if he's attacking and still in battle, oh no, Grubby's going to come back from the flanking from behind, trying to go for the Fire Lord. He's going to trip him up a little bit. The Fire Lord is on running. Can he make it? He's going to try to make it back home and see if he can heal up. Farseer running. Looks like there is a Spirit Lodge there. Can he get the a health pot in time? Someone's a little lava spawn. Almost gets himself hurt. He's going to quickly purchase a healing salve. Doesn't have enough gold for a health pot. So he runs to the very far back. He's trying to use a healing salve to keep him alive. The Spirit Wolves are chasing after him. Looks like he's going to get some burrows to help him. The peons and the burrows to help him out. And no, looks like he will stay alive. Grubby won't get him. Pulls to the back. Nice save there for Zacard. So Grubby now at 35 count. We have 31 for Zacard. Okay, what I was saying is lava spawns, when they stay in battle, they actually reproduce. If they don't get attacked, they're going to split into two and they're going to spawn. That's why they're called lava spawns. And they actually can do a lot of damage if they get split up a whole bunch of times. And that's why in battle, you'll notice that the opponent will always try and go and attack these little lava spawns first. Because you don't want them to spawn. To spawn, it means more units you have to fight against. So 35 pop now for Zacard. He's going to head out and do some creeping. His Farseer is still at level 1. His Firelord also at level 1. He's going to go for the no overseers. Meanwhile, we're going to have Grubby doing the exact same thing, going for the no overseers. Picks up a ring of protection. Item for Zacard. He's going to get for him a ring of protection as well. So let's go ahead and check back home, see what they're doing here. Already Grubby is at tier 2. He has his bestiary down, and he's getting one of these little guys, Kodo Beast. Also doing very quick upgrades. You see here he's doing still of melee weapons. So he's going to get some attack upgrades. Meanwhile, back at home, Zacard also has a bestiary, also getting some Kodos, and also has a war mill on here. Let's see, doesn't look like he's doing any upgrades yet. He does have with his 2 Kodo Beasts. Now he's going to go to the Goblin Merchant shop here on the left-hand side. He's going to pick up any nice items. He does get the Boots of Dallas. So there he gives it to the Firelord. That means additional agility there for his hero. Also 2 Kodo Beasts coming out for Grubby. So we're having a battle of Kodo Wars. He's also going to do some more creeping. And actually, in an interview that I did with Grubby, I had asked him what was one of his least favorite matchups. And he actually said Orc versus Orc. He's not too fond of Orc versus Orc. And the reason why is he said it's the same thing every time. There's a very little, I guess, versatile strategy that you can go when you're playing an Orc versus Orc. And I guess his main complaint was that it's always Kodo Wars. So Orc versus Orc is definitely not one of his favorite matchups. Typically you see the 2 opponents are always going Kodos. Reason why is because Orc units have a lot of hit points. They have really high level hit points. So when you get a Kodo, who isn't really that expensive, he's able to eat up units. It's very beneficial if you eat units with high hit points. And that's why you have so many Kodos. Uh-oh, what do we have here? Zacard moving on in. He's going to try and tower Grubby. 2 towers have already been placed down by Zacard. Moving on in. Going to go for the Voodoo Lounge. No more items can be purchased for Grubby. Grubby will go ahead and walk all the way back. He chooses not to use his Scroll Town portal. He's not too far away. Grubby currently at 50 population right now. We have Zacard also at 50. Very even. Very nice job here by Grubby. He's going to try and move back in. Let's see if he's going to try and flank those towers. Nope, he doesn't. Moves to the front instead. Nope, he's changing his mind, pulling to the back. The 2 players are kind of dancing back and forth. Zacard wants to protect these towers to see if he can get them up, and they will go up. The towers are almost up. Now, what is Grubby going to do? We're going to wait and see. It's waiting here. 50 pop for him. 50 for Zacard. Only thing is Zacard has got 3 towers now en route. Firelords have now summoned some lava spawns, 2 lava spawns out. Grubby's trying to debate scroll speed quickly being used as he's going to try and move back in and flank. Can he pull it off? Here he goes, moving on in, trying to get the tower. He's fighting uphill, going for 1 tower first. Scroll speed being used. Zacard now using scroll speed. Grubby's going to pull back a little bit. It looks like 1 Kodo piece has already been focused on. Down he goes. Zacard still at 50. Grubby down to 46 now, trying to pull back. Grubby did grab a grunt in one of his Kodos. Yep, in the belly. Let's see if Zacard got any. No, he didn't get any. So actually Zacard got 50 food count, but Grubby has a grunt in the belly of his Kodo. He's going to try and pull back. I think he's going to try and eat up another one. Uh-oh, more towers are being put up. Grubby's going to have to try and counter. He's going to put towers all the way back here. It looks like the Spirit Wolves are chasing after. This is where Grubby's going to try and pull on in. Ensnare gets casted on a Kodo to keep him from eating his units. He's going to force him to stay in the back. So Zacard moves on up. He's going to take these towers down. Down goes the Peon. Grubby at 59 food count right now. We have Zacard at 57. This is not looking good for Grubby at all. He's got these towers to worry about. He can't defend his main base. He's having to pull in the back. Ensnare now casting on the front. This front will go down. Ooh, down goes Zacard here with the upper hand at the moment. This is going to be very difficult for Grubby to defend as oh no, nicely here. Grubby has got a Demolisher out. He's going to pull him to the very far back, try to keep the Peons to keep the Demolisher in the back. now with the Demolisher out, he will be able to try and take those towers down. No more towers can be put up. Look at this Kodo, he's trying to run away. Doesn't want to get hurt. 53 pop now for Grubby. This is more difficult for Grubby. He's going to have to multitask with his army separated. His main army over here is going to try and come back in, pull in to meet up with the rest of his army. This is now looking good for Grubby as he's reunited with his Demolishers. He's going to be able to get his Demolishers to take down these towers. Look at them, down they go. He's not going to let Zacard tower him. He's going to pull back. Zacard moves on in, scroll speed now being used, and snare on a Kodo to keep him in the back. Now moving on in again. Looks like Grubby's about to lose one of his Raider here in the very front. He pulls back. Grubby at 57 pop. Zacard at 60. Very, very even. Kodo's now coming in. Can he one? Let's see. Yep, one grunt in his belly. Grubby isn't able to get one here. Looks like he got another grunt. Grubby now moving on in. Zacard's got some low Kodo right here. He's going to be able to pull him back. 3 Demolishers now out for Grubby. That means these towers will be taken down. Zacard's going to try and go for the Demolisher, but Grubby has got 3 pets. Peon's trying to repair. Can he take it down? He's focusing on it. Uh-oh. Down goes that one Demolisher. It looks like Grubby's moving on at level 3 now for the bars here. Gonna pull back a little bit. Still some more towers being built. It looks like another tower just finished. So these Demolishers, we have one down in the back. Grubby at 59 now. So still very even because these Demolishers will go after these towers and they will take them down. Another tower is about to be taken down. There we go. That tower will be taken down. We have the Peon still trying to quickly repair. Raiders now in front. Chain Lightning is now casted. 59 pop for Grubby. Zacard at 53. So Grubby is actually pulling this off very, very nicely. He is not going to let his base get taken down. Zacard, though, still trying to stay in. He wants to try to get the upper hand here. Staying in the front. He's losing all of his towers. Is he going to stay in a fight? This is really risky as he does have hurt units here. It quickly ensnares a Raider. He's going to try and get that Raider down on Grubby. Can he get it down? He loses a Raider himself. Takes a Raider for Grubby though. So it is pretty even. Zacard at 49, Grubby at 51. Still trying to repair his tower. Look at these 2 towers. They're doing a lot of damage. They're going after the Peon. Grubby is losing his Peons right now. So now to be able to get some more gold. These Demolishers actually need to be focusing on the tower, but they are not. There we go. Now he's got them focusing on the tower. Lava Spawn's still trying to come out here. Got Peons of Zacard desperately trying to repair. See these Peons? Grubby is now only mining 4 Peons. He needs to build some more. Quickly he is trying to build some more. In comes Grubby. He's going to try and push Zacard away. Moving in now. Taking down one tower. Going to take down a grunt. A Kodo of Grubby just got that eating one. He's going to try and pull him back. Can he save it? Looks like he is. Farseer now being pushed away. Running low on HP. It looks like Zacard may have to give up. He's not going to be able to penetrate Grubby here. I think he's going to have to run. Grubby's going to say, get on out, guys. More. Oh, no, the Farseer has got surrounded. He's going to be ensnared. Kodo gets taken down, though. Right over here. Oh, the Farseer, the Fire Lord is able to make it away. No, he pulls back in. What is he doing? I don't think he paid attention. He had him free. The card could have. Oh, no, the Farseer is now surrounded. This is not looking good. Grubby takes control of the game. Farseer now down for the card. And it looks like Grubby here has been able to fight off this power rush. Takes the Kodo down, though. The card now down 2 heroes. Grubby at 53 population is going to lose his front. I think right here he's just a little lost. I don't know if he knows what he's going to do. But very nicely played there. Zacard now down to 29 pop. He's having to revive both his heroes. He had a level 3 Farseer. I think his Fire Lord was at level 2, possibly level 3, bringing some of his units back at home. Grubby here, who had lost his Voodoo Lounge earlier, placed it nicely on the outside so it didn't get attacked. So he's going to be able to heal up his units. He's at 45 pop right now. So there, just when you thought Grubby was down, you know, getting towered like that, that's a very scary situation when you're in there like that. Most players start panicking and they get worried. But here, Grubby actually stayed calm and thought it through, didn't let it get to him, and actually regroup his army. But Zacard did do a nice job there, trying to catch him off guard. This is now going to be a little tough for Zacard. He needs some time. He needs time to see if he can rebuild his army, and it looks like Grubby is not going to give it to him. Moving on in now to try and pester the Peons. Grubby wants to end this battle. He wants to stay in the winner bracket. So he's going to move in and see if he can finish the card. Fire Lord just summons a Lava Spawn. now we have a snare on the grunts. This is not looking good at all for Zacard, and this is possibly game over. Makoto comes out, he grabs one grunt really quick, gets a snare, he's going to try and run to the very far back. Marcy will make it out. Out he goes, he's going to quickly try to run back as far as he can before he gets attacked. This is where it's going to be very difficult for Zacard because Grubby has 2 demolishers. Grubby doesn't even need to move in. His demolishers will stay in the very far back, do a lot of siege damage onto the buildings. We'll be able to take the altar down. Now he cannot bring back his Fire Lord. Chain Lightning goes off, kills a whole bunch of peons, and he reaches level 5. Look at the splat. Oh no, another Kodo gets ensnared. He's gonna try and gobble up. Oh, he tried to gobble up a unit. Didn't get it. He ended up losing it instead. Another one's gonna have one in his belly right here. Fire Lord, Farseer almost gets surrounded. Grubby uses scroll speed, try to move on in. Ensnare gets casted. He has been surrounded, and down goes this Farseer. He's not gonna be able to save him here. Fire Lord reaches level 5, and again it's for Grubby. There we go. Very nicely played by both players. That was amazing gameplay there by both players. Zacard and Grubby did so well. They did the exact same strategy both times. So Zacard did try to do something a little different. I noticed in Game 3 he wanted to play more offensively, try to be a bit more aggressive, and put the pressure on Grubby. But Grubby was able to stay calm, defend it, and now he will move on into the grand finals. And Zacard will be facing, who's going to face? Actually, Todd. Todd defeated Short Round in the lower bracket. And so now we will have a rematch of Todd versus Zacard. Earlier they faced each other in the upper bracket and Zacard defeated Todd. So now they will face each other again in the lower bracket. Thank you everyone for listening. Stay tuned. StarCraft is up next. So StarCraft fans, stick around.